Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on the Around Mets channel, and we have big breaking news surrounding our Mets. They have signed reliever Devin Williams to a 3-year deal worth more than $50 million, $45 million during the contract, and then $15 million deferred. This is a huge deal for the Mets, so let's talk about it. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Max, and today we are going to be talking about David Stearns bringing back an old friend from Milwaukee in Devin Williams. This is big time. From the shortened 2020 season, when he won Rookie of the Year, up until the end of the regular season in 2024, Devin Williams was one of the best relievers in all of baseball. His changeup, which he calls the airbender, is completely nasty. He also has a fastball and a cutter that are pretty good, but the big thing we need to talk about here is how this makes the Mets bullpen look. Already have been reports that the Mets are still in on Edwin Diaz even after this signing, and if Devin Williams and Edwin Diaz are the two guys pitching in the 8th and 9th innings for you, that might be the best duo in baseball. Although Devin Williams did have a bit of a rocky year last year, he said after Game 4 of the ALDS that he ended up loving playing in New York after he got through a full season, even though he had some struggles with it at the beginning of the year. And I don't think he just went to the Mets because Steve Cohen and David Stearns gave him more money than any other team, because if he didn't like playing in New York, he didn't have to play in New York. I'm sure he could have found this kind of money elsewhere. Either way, I think a big thing that needs to be said here is the fact that Devin Williams has said, per reports, that he is open to pitching in a setup role, which means that if the Mets do bring back Edwin Diaz, you now have Williams as your setup man and Diaz as your closer. Now, if Diaz walks and Williams shifts into the closer role, now I like this deal a bit less. Diaz is a completely dominant closer, and Williams has been dominant in the past, but I like the idea of Devin Williams coming into a slightly less stressed situation in the 8th inning with the peace of mind that the Mets are going to come right back up to the plate and Diaz is still there for you in the 9th. However, if Williams is coming to a game in the 9th inning, that gets me a little bit scared. Of course, we all know how he tipped that one changeup to Pete Alonso in 2024 that led the Mets to the NLDS. That home run was maybe the greatest moment of my Mets fandom, and that home run kind of seemed to break Devin Williams a little bit. He was traded to the Yankees last offseason, and he struggled at the start of this year. They expected him to be the arm that would save their bullpen, but then he ended up losing his closer's role to Luke Weaver. And while he did get better and more comfortable as the season progressed, I'm pretty sure in his last 23 appearances he didn't give up a home run, that rocky start still scares me a bit. Hopefully the Mets' new pitching coach team led by Justin Willard can help him try to reclaim who he was in Milwaukee, because he was really, really good. In 6 years with the Brewers, he had a 1.83 career ERA. That is insane. Of course, this year with the Yankees, his ERA exceeded 4, but I think if the Mets can get him back to where he was with the Brewers, he could really be beneficial to this team, who used over 45 different pitchers last year, and most of them were random bullpen dudes. But now, we have to wait and see what David Stearns is going to do next. Of course, we want him to bring back Edwin Diaz to solidify the back end of the bullpen, but if he can't do that, we still need to sign guys. We have another year of this bring a guy up for a day and then send him back down or DFA him and hope to bring him back at some point. I can't do that. I understand guys get hurt, especially bullpen arms, and you have no idea what your bullpen is going to look like at any point in the year, but we probably need 2 or 3 more guys whom we know, if they are healthy, can at least provide some solid work out of the bullpen. I don't need every guy to be Edwin Diaz and Aroldis Chapman or Mariano Rivera, but I need solid arms in that bullpen. Otherwise, we have no chance of doing anything next year. We cannot succeed with a bullpen that we don't know what it's going to look like from Tuesday into Wednesday. So that's basically where I am with this deal. Thank you all so much for watching. The free agent market is certainly starting to heat up. I absolutely love it. We will have plenty of content coming out on the main channel regarding all of that. And when things happen with the Mets, be sure to check out this channel so you don't miss it. There will be things posted here regularly. Follow me on Instagram at AroundTheDiamond2. Link is in my bio. Check out Around the Diamond Designs. That link is also in my bio. And subscribe to my main channel so you don't miss out on any of the content over there. That's where I do the majority of my work. But that's going to wrap up this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace!